Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Ghostlight RPGs.
Hey!
This
We're
is...
here!
You're here, we're all here. This is Future Reign, a Marvel heroic role-playing game. We are using the Cortex Prime system. It is Marvel heroic role-playing with a Cortex Prime upgrade, both designed by the beautifully magnificent Cam Banks. Thank you, Cam. This is when we would cut to Cam and he's just waving or something.
He'd say, "Hi guys."
That's so good. I like that.
Nobody sounds
This is episode. God, what is this? Episode 6, I think. If I'm wrong, ignore it and insert episode here.
That's amazing.
This is episode 6, you guys. We've done 6 of these. We're about to do
Blown
6 of
by.
these. If you haven't watched the previous 5, you can. Just go to our YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now. Boop. That's how it's done. Go check out our YouTube channel. You can find all of our past streams for this show, in addition to all the other great shows. If you like this one, you're like, hey, I wonder what else these yuckleheads get up to. You can find out. you can find out. Let's see. For this stream, we'll be using Ko-fi as a source of tips, as a little tip jar. So if you want to tip us because you like us or you think we're pretty, you can do so. And it all goes directly to these lovely faces you see here tonight. Before we go any further, let's jump around and introduce ourselves. My name is Justin. I am the Watcher for the evening. That's the GM in this game that we're playing. And I'm gonna have everybody introduce yourselves, introduce your characters, and go ahead and tell me. This prompt was great, and it was suggested by our very own Rebecca. Tell me, what is your battle song? What is your character's song that they kind of have in their head when they go into battle? All right, let's go ahead and start with. Gosh, who haven't I started with before? I think I've tackled each one of you. Kelsea? Let's go with Kelsea.
My name is Kelsea. She, they. I'm playing Johnny Storm. And Johnny's battle song, his walk-up song, is the Wonder Woman theme. And
is that
the one from the current movies?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
By Hans Zimmer.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
I was picturing the Wonder Woman! Like
That's a good one.
And then he also can't help but get Spider Pig stuck in his head as well. So. I'm gonna pass it to Hollis.
Hello, I'm Hollis. I'm playing Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. Also, he, him, his. Let's see. I think I've got 2. Is that okay, Justin? I've got 2. It's okay, Justin.
Yeah.
In Your Eyes.
Anything is okay with me.
He can't stop
Right.
you.
In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, if I'm feeling cheeky, or Runnin' with the Devil by Van Halen.
Nice. Ooh,
See,
thematic.
These are some good answers already, you guys. I'm loving all of them. Keep going.
I'm gonna pass it to Graham.
Oh, you said my name right. Thank you. Someone looks at my tweets. Hi
I
everyone.
wanted to be sassy all over that tweet, and I just ignored it instead.
Wait, did you do the 10 out of 10 tweet thing?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, I missed it.
That was admirable restraint, Kelsea. For those who don't know, the name Graham is pronounced in 2 syllables. Graham. It's a weird thing though, like Americans just don't do it. And I blame graham crackers because we all say graham crackers. There's like a weird internal almost rhyme in there. I don't know. But for whatever reason, but if only my in-laws are capable of saying Graham. That's what they call me. So that's 4 out of 10. Anyway, hi, my pronouns are he, him. I play Bruce Banner on this gem of a stream that we have. I'm so excited.
He says
Bruce Banner's
sarcastically.
Oh no, I mean it. Oh yeah, it's I'm channeling Todd Barry. Really great stream. Anyway, Bruce Banner's battle music is probably "The Rite of Spring," which is the I think it was like early 20th century ballet which caused the audience to riot.
Yes.
Because it's like the anti-ballet. It commits
Stravinsky.
every sin. It does everything wrong. Anyway, the Joffrey Ballet did a reconstruction of the original choreography, and it's fascinating because they're like pigeon-toed and they like do everything that's not technically correct in order to like provoke the audience and the audience.
Yes, it's itchy.
riot.
It's itchy to watch.
Videos of this?
Yeah, you can find that. Also, it was many people know it as the dinosaur song from Fantasia.
Okay. I know. That scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Anyway, I feel like that's what he meant.
If somebody finds it, throw it on the Discord for me because I want to see this later.
You'll find it right now.
Graham, before you find it,
first popcorn it to Elise.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm playing Natasha/Black Widow. And I think that because Natasha's just very matter-of-fact, kind of straightforward, sneaky, she could take out a whole building of people to White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. And because it just like it ends and suddenly it ends, it's over. And you're like,
That's
God, that thing happened and it's all done. And that's exactly how she would do it. And I will pass it down to Rebecca. Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, actually, it's pronounced Rebecca. Most Americans can't pronounce it correctly.
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
You pronounce the C
Americans never
twice.
get it right.
Both
it's
C's
Italian.
are pronounced.
It's Italian. Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Love you, Graham.
Real quick, that reminds me of a video I saw today where it was a little kid trying to say happiness, but they kept saying happy penis. They kept adding like an extra P. Happy penis. It was so good. Anyway, that's all.
That's sweetie.
That video is gonna stick around.
Yep. I am Rebecca Munoz, and I am playing Rogue. And I think she, her. And I think for a song, I think Call Me by Blondie, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. It goes with the hair. So, but yeah, I think that, or, I mean, of course, the Stand by Welcome to the Jungle, I think, when things get real. Like, I think that's the second playlist is when, okay, we're actually fighting for our lives. We're going to do Welcome to the Jungle. So she's got a 2 for 2. And I will throw it back at Justin. Take this.
Face. That was fantastic, everybody. Bravo. We have some content warnings we need to talk about. So this stream is rated R for raunchy and
R for everyone.
For everyone. We have strong language. We have some graphic violence. We've got elements of horror and despair and all around sadness. So just be prepared for those things. We use color cards to sort of keep each other safe and protected. Thanks, everybody. And yeah, before we jump in, there's one last thing I want to mention, and that is that if you're thinking, hey, I've been watching for 6 weeks now, this game looks kind of fun, I think I want to try it. Well, you can. If you join our Discord, currently, we have, in our Looking for the Games channel, we have a group who's looking for players like you to come join their Marvel heroic role-playing game. You can join. And if you miss out on that one, there will be another one, and you could join that one. So that's the great thing about the Discord, is that you can jump in and meet people who like to play these games as well. In case you didn't know, I'm just saying, that's what you can do. But you should try to jump in on this one, because it looks really cool. And that's all I will say about that. Let's see. Okay, guys, I think that's all on my list. So, who remembers where we were? That's why I wrote it down. Don't worry.
Kelsea?
Did you want an answer? Or
No,
was that rhetorical?
no, that was rhetorical. I did write it down.
Thank God.
I do
I'm
have.
just being an excellent audience member.
Mm-hmm.
He anticipated us not knowing.
You know what though? Hang on. Before we talk about a recap, let's discuss that fact that we sort of finished another act here, with the end of Sin City, and we are in a place where you all unlocked some cool things for your characters. So, a few of these we will sort of discover throughout the episode, so I'm not going to spoil all of them right now, but a few that we can talk about are Rebecca. Let's see, Rogue upgraded which of her power traits?
I did my
Hang on,
well, I don't remember what it used to be called, but it's my strength for when I hit people. Hang on. Superhuman strength, and so that was a D10, and now it is bumped up to a D12, which is godlike strength.
And
I'm gonna knock some heads off.
Amazing.
I admit that I did not update that on this data file that you're all looking at right now, but just imagine
Just trust me.
that next to superhuman strength, it's a D12, and that's impressive, folks. Okay, let's just say that for now. Moving on, Kelsea, what did Johnny add? Johnny added a new power trait.
Yep. Superhuman durability, so that I can react better when I get hit with stuff. Because guess what? It doesn't hurt me.
It doesn't hurt you. So, and what die rating is that?
D10.
A D10. Holy crap. So that D10 is popping in next to, just again, imagine it right there in that little box. It's called something durability. What is it? Superhuman durability? Superhuman durability. We love to see it. Okay. And finally, the big one that you all have sort of already seen because of that opening, unless you just like keep that on while you cook dinner, which is totally fine too. If you haven't seen it yet, Graham, talk about what's going on with Bruce Banner.
Yeah, so in our travels and also maybe the tail end of our time in Sin City, Bruce has been poking around a bit with the rings of the Mandarin, which we recovered from Kingpin. We didn't take all of them. I think someone didn't allow us to take all of them, so they've kind of gotten divvied up a bit. But Bruce is holding on to 3 of them, and he's just, been slowly seeing what he could do, contacting the kind of alien sentience that lives in them, and they're beginning to respond. So we'll see a little bit of that tonight.
Just to give a little tease here is Graham's new data file. Graham, do you want to talk real quick just about why you decided to give this new moniker?
Oh, yeah. So, well, the rings have names, and those who take the rings often feel that personality kind of pushing itself on them a little bit. So one of the rings that Bruce has taken is Remaker, which is a ring that can change matter. And he can use it for a few different things, like teleporting to places that he's been, and some things like transmuting substances, changing his appearance a little bit, things like that. As well as there's also a ring called Liar, which is has a little bit of mind powers. And then, of course, there is Zero, which is the Ice Blast, which we saw. But I think Bruce is now sort of entering his bad boy phase in the event.
Bad.
And
is it going to be like Tobey Maguire's Bad Boy Spider-Man?
Nothing.
I was
like
just
it.
about to say.
And if you ever compare me to Tobey Maguire again, our friendship is over.
This is the last straw.
But I think Bruce is starting to think about how he could use specifically Remaker to remake or rebuild parts of this reality which have fallen apart. And so, and then of course there's like the lab coat artwork with the glasses, which is slightly inspired by Reanimator, the horror series. Anyway, that's it. We'll see
brilliantly
how
done.
this adds. Oh,
Those of you in the chat who are talking about that sick art, that's all Graham too. If you don't look at the credits in the description, Graham has done all of the character art and the data file designs and the overlay designs for this whole stream. So I don't know if I've given him enough love for that publicly,
and
but
backgrounds were done by Rebecca.
and the background designs that you see behind everybody there are done by Rebecca. So both of them have made this stream next level, which we really appreciate. All right. I think that's enough for now. We'll save some other stuff for later. So let's just jump in. After being pulled through a portal into an alternate universe 30 years in the future, our 5 heroes have set out on a journey to claim materials needed to make their way home. Having defeated a magically enhanced Kingpin in Fisk Lake City, the team pursued Adamantium in Sin City and defeated Mr. Sinister with his mutated X-Men. Instead of taking Adamantium from the skeleton of Logan, the team restructured his body, but couldn't restructure his mind. Letting him roam free, the team now heads for A.I.M Island in search of Pym particles. So, you all have left Sin City. You are, you've traveled for a number of days to get to what used to be San Francisco. Down on the, let's see, bottom, I don't know, west. I'm trying to combine. It's like west, but it's like bottom left, I guess, of the map.
Oh, that's southwest.
Yeah. Well, you're really going northwest, I guess, from Sin City.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, I know it's confusing me. Anyway, you're going up that direction. You know, for the sake of plot lines and whatnot, I mean, you have sort of encountered a few more dinosaurs, things of that nature, with some cybernetic enhancements that you've already sort of, but you know, they're easy pickings, honestly, for you guys. Not a big deal. And eventually you find yourselves on a sort of a sort of coast. You look out at the ocean before you as the waves roll in. The fog is thick, and it's hard to see much beyond the initial shoreline. As you make your way up the coast farther, you eventually start to have to go inland more because there is sort of a breakup in the land. And as you round the, I guess, corner, as it were, you see right in the distance the iconic, what's left of it, really, Golden Gate Bridge. It is somewhat decimated, although still looks crossable. As it sort of goes from where you are across the way, you can see that it sort of sinks into, partially, like dips into the water a bit and then kind of comes back out a little bit, and then it kind of gets lost in the fog to you, so you don't know what lies beyond that. But the water has risen up so high that it is honestly like not too far away from the bridge in this area. Now, those of you at home who are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about with, he doesn't know San Francisco at all. You're right, I don't. So just bear with me, okay? Alright, I just had to get that out of the way. This is not accurate. Cool. Let's talk about what you guys do next. As we move to, I'm going to go ahead and put us on the map. Yes.
I get a bowl of clam chowder in a sourdough bowl.
Is that what they have out there?
Bread bowl. Sourdough bread bowl.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds really good right now, actually. Cool. Yeah. So Johnny just found like a
Place
How
to do
old is
that.
that, man?
Yeah.
Dude, it's San Francisco. You gotta get this stuff anytime you go. It's like, oh man, am I a tourist? Shit.
As you near the bridge, as you I should say as you start, I assume you're going to cross the bridge here. So as you start to go across, let me just ask this: is everybody on your horseback still, or is anybody trying to fly up and take like
I'm
an
flying.
aerial view?
I've just been holding Bruce on like a string
Okay.
and
Excuse
flying
me.
above
Oh,
him.
like a
The horse.
balloon
First the
over
horse,
the.
yeah.
got me again.
I'm like a balloon. That was
no.
to get you specifically, Graham.
Rogue's on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
I'm on a horse,
I'm
motherfucker.
on a...
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing my brain cell.
Go on.
Just the one.
All right, so Johnny is flying. The rest of you are sort of on horseback, still on the ground. Johnny, sorry, to be clear, are you right above your horse, still holding onto it, or are you up higher? Okay, great. So then, for all intents and purposes, you're all sort of on the ground as you are moving through. You get to a place where it's pretty impassable for your horses. There are vehicles all like in your way, kind of crashed into each other in places and things like that. To get your horses through here would be quite difficult. But you're still on like right on the cusp of the bridge, so tying them off here would probably not be the worst idea. You can maybe try to find like a little protection of vehicles if you want to move a few vehicles in your way and kind of box
Make
them
a
in
corral?
from danger and that kind of thing. Make a corral. Yeah, exactly. A car corral.
Sure, we'll make a pickup paddock.
Yeah, perfect. And no need to roll for this. It's pretty simple for you to just kind
Oh,
of
okay.
push cars and whatnot into your way. So as you yes, thanks chat. Yeah, can't kill the horses here, guys. They have names. That's the rule.
We've named them. He can't.
I do think that was on my lines and veils also. so-
Yeah, for the record, I have no intent to kill animals
Killing
in
the
this
horses.
game, okay?
Test us.
Yeah. So, you leave the horses there and continue on foot. Or hovering or flying slightly above the ground.
Now I'm going to scout about.
Okay. Higher?
Now that I don't have my pet to handle.
Okay, sure. Okay, so as you continue forward, the fog just grows ever thicker. It is a regular, typical sort of ocean mist fog. However, there is something else to it, and you get the faint like taste of smoke as well, sort of wafting
I got an
through the
18
air.
perception.
Very good. You get the slight hint of smoke in the air as well. And as you continue forward, Johnny, you're up in the sky. Again, it's the fog is pretty, in your path. But as you go higher, it actually sort of, you get above it, essentially. And you see, Johnny, in the distance, a great plume of smoke rises from somewhere on what this island is, essentially. Somewhere in the direction you're heading. The smoke looks, let's see, if it's black, then it means it's, wait, what are the rules with smoke again? If they're, anybody know? Boy Scouts out there? No?
Black smoke.
If
has
it's
like
yellow,
a
let it
particular...
mellow.
Black smoke has like particulars in it, so like that's like
Okay.
that can be like hazardous smoke. Like
Sure.
there's usually burnt like
Well,
plastic.
It's black smoke then. Great, thank you, Rebecca. And
welcome.
good joke, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Plot point for you. Oh, you already start with one, so
Yes.
never mind.
Aw.
Black,
You just blue plot pointed me.
The look on her
Black
face.
black smoke plumes from the near
A-M.
the near distance. The near distance, guys. I'm loopy now. You got me feeling crazy.
You're doing great, sweetie.
It's our fault.
Johnny? Do you stay high? Are you going back down low? What are you planning to do here?
I'm going to. How farish are we-ish from the smoke?
From the smoke.
From A.M. plume.
How farish are you ish? Like 3/4 of a mile, maybe.
I'm just gonna boop down and say, "Hey, there's like smoke. I'm gonna go check it out." And then I boop and go check out the smoke.
Okay. So you
Concerned.
boot back up, in your words, and fly off towards smoke. The rest of you
Supersonically.
supersonically, is that what you said? Okay. So supersonically.
That's something we
blasting
forget
off.
is that I fly really fast if I want to. I totally
like
keep forgetting about
A
that.
living engine.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. So you all hear this sort of boom in the sky as Johnny takes off super fast to go towards that place. Blah, 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 blah. Free my mind. Okay. Great, we're back. The four of you are on the ground, moving forward through these vehicles. Hollis. Matt feels the trembles about a second or two before everybody else. Just like getting faster and more just more powerful, essentially. Now you are on this bridge, and the bridge itself, you all sort of feel the ground quiver, and even like you're kind of swaying in the air a little bit. You all see and sense far ahead of you, about a quarter mile down the stretch, right where the fog sort of gets so heavy that you can't see beyond it. Through the fog, running, you see a person, and quick on their heels, you see something else bulldozing it through the path. Cars go crashing off one side and the other, swerving into each other, flying off the bridge altogether, flipping over and sort of smashing in half. This person running for their life, and you can't tell who the person is per se, but all of you, whether through what you're seeing or what you're feeling, know that you know that the juggernaut chasing them is the juggernaut, I guess, is the best way to say that. You see the red gleam of the helmet, this sort of like, it's more like a dark blood red in this iteration, but just like head down, cars are flying off, they are catching up at a crazy pace, and the person in front is not looking good. You now can see the person running. The three of you see this person and know who it is, but Matt, you can tell again just an instant before the rest of them, because this person is someone that you have found yourself to sort of care about in a way, and you recognize the hulking figure of Dani Cage running as she is running from the juggernaut behind her. You'll remember Dani from Fisk Lake City, Hollis, Dani is there, and she yells, "Run!" just as Juggernaut catches her, and poof, she gets blasted forward, and just like her upper body thwangs off of one of the sort of support cables, and she flips and flies off the bridge into the ocean. I need everybody to not roll for initiative. That's not a thing we do in this game.
What the heck?
I know.
What you doing, bud?
Whoopsies. No, let's go ahead and jump into an action scene here. But before we do, no, not before we do. Let's go ahead and do it. So, Graham, if you wouldn't mind making me a Juggernaut GMC. And I will do this. Sorry guys, 1 second. Cool. So, for the record, there are 3 scene distinctions. As a reminder, you can use these in place of one of your regular distinctions. They work the same way. You can use a D8 or a D4 with a plot point if it's a hindrance to you, you know? So, abandoned vehicles all over the sort of battlefield here. There's that thick fog, and there is unstable ground beneath you as the bridge sways. All of those things could be to your advantage or could be a hindrance to you. So use them creatively as you like. And that is that. We currently have no allies in the fight, with the exception of Dani, but she's sort of out of the fight for the moment. So there's no extras for you to add to your D8 or anything like that. So for now, it's just the 5 of you. And I think we will start with Matt. I think this is sort of yeah, we'll get to that later, but let's go ahead, Hollis. Why don't you start us off?
I'm just going to slightly turn to the other 3 that are on the ground and say, "You got this."
No problem, Shug.
All right, then I'm going to dart for the water and go grab Dani. Can I swim?
Yeah, she's just asking us. She's seen you run away. She's just like, "Can you swim?"
Oh, that better be in character, Rogue.
It is.
Can he swim? Yeah. So I'm just going to bolt for the water and see if I can grab her.
Love that. So you do a beautiful dive off the edge and just silently dart over. Now, like I mentioned before, the water isn't so far down here. It's not like at a dangerous level of, you know, hitting. But as you dive over, you can sort of tell Dani is already in the water, but she is not doing well. I don't know if you don't know if maybe she doesn't know how to, maybe she doesn't know how to swim, or her body density is just so heavy that she's struggling with swimming altogether, and she's having trouble with it. So either way, she looks like she needs help here. What do you do as you dive over the edge and sort of gather all of this information?
Okay, as I'm gathering information about like how she seems, I think I know I need to get her to Bruce as quickly as possible because I don't know how to care for her in the way that she needs care. So I'm just going to see if I could wrap my arms, like, you know, under hers and just drag her to Bruce.
Okay.
Or at least near Bruce.
So you're down in the water, so you splash. Yeah. You kind of grab your arms underneath her. She is heavy. Her like muscles are just, you are struggling hard as
I'm also really strong
to try and sorry, forgot that part. Yes.
I'm just kidding.
As you are trying to swim basically to shore now, you can't really reach the bridge from here, so you're gonna have to swim to shore. So yeah, let's see how you do here. Go ahead and make a roll to see how well you can sort of keep yourself, you know, aloft and also drag her with you without taking any too much damage here.
Right on, brother. Okay, so I'm
This is gonna be
like,
against the
as
Doom
I-
pool too, by the way.
Okay.
Which is starts this act at a 3d8.
Dope. All right, so here's what we're doing. Would this be solo since I'm kind of doing this on my own?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
All right.
Sort of
So I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 1,
Good
and I've
start.
got a 9 with a D10 effect.
Okay. You said a 9?
9 with a D10.
Okay. Well, I got a 15.
Great.
Yeah. Not bad with a D8 effect here. So, I mean, obviously I don't have an effect since this is your action, but you will sort of fail on this one. I will tell you this. I will pay you a plot point for your 1.
Okay.
To up the... I'm just gonna add a d6 actually. That feels more appropriate for this one. So move that there.
Oh, Daredevil, you got a plot point in the chat. The chat
geez.
page.
Nice.
That was so sweet of chat.
Nice, good job,
for
chat.
for risking life and limb for Dani.
Thanks, chats.
So, Matt is
Yo.
struggling, swimming. You get about halfway to the shore, and your legs are exhausted. This is not easy. She is like almost twice your size, and she is trying to help, but it's honestly making it a little harder. And you just feel yourself start to go under. Both of you are sort of sinking in this water. Who do you want to pass it to?
I'll pass it to Johnny.
Okay, so I am going to use actually the abandoned vehicles that are around Juggernaut that are nearby, and my goal is to sort of like blow them up around him. So I have an excellent knowledge of how engines work.
Ooh, Johnny.
And
Real
what?
quick, sorry. You can do all of that. I just wanted to give you one more piece of
Oh, okay.
information here before you. I meant to do that on your turn. So, as we cut back to Johnny up in the sky. Sorry, guys. As we cut back to Johnny in the sky, you hear the crashing from down below as this is happening. You can't really see it through the fog. But what you do see is as you flip back around, from where the smoke is, on that like sort of horizon, I use that term, you see a dozen or so Quinjets leaving the smoky area, heading towards you actually, at really not supersonic speed, but at very quick speed. Sort of on some of them there are cables underneath attached to large crates that are sort of like, hanging as if they're like bringing cargo or something like that. But they are all sort of leaving the site of the smoke and heading your way. Now, you can do what you want. I just wanted to tell you that.
So does the smoke seem like it's not a particle thing, like a byproduct of manufacturing, but instead like a post-bombing situation?
A little bit of both, maybe, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing just because my friends are being attacked by the literal Juggernaut. So
The literal Juggernaut.
but I am going to try to hit the Juggernaut with the cars by blowing them up, the ones that are in his vicinity. Question: can I target 3 cars around him and use my little thing that I do?
Your area attack?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to think if you would need to.
Yeah, should I not?
I just... this is
I have this
interesting.
many dice without it.
Yeah, if you're doing an area attack, it's usually around how many enemies you're targeting, if that makes sense.
Not enemies.
No, but you
Right.
could use multi-power.
Yeah, I am. Okay.
I am.
Ooh. I mean, wait, is that a 9? Holy shit. Okay, I got 17. Sorry.
Awesome.
Share with the crowd.
Now this one's against Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Build my pool here.
Oh, and I got a 1 as well.
Okay. You got a 17. Oof.
Can you remind me what you do whenever you increase the score? Is it you using a plot point?
Increase the total, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to do it before I roll, but if you wanted to, as the actor, you can increase your total by spending a plot point and adding another available die that you've already rolled to that total.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I do fail.
So that's a D10.
Yeah. Not ideal. I will... Yep, that's it. Okay. I will spend a plot point, though, to take your 1.
Okay.
And up this D6 to a D8.
And then I can damage him with the method of my choice.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah,
like
your effect
physical,
die,
emotional, or mental.
Yeah, your effect die can. Yeah, and you can add a complication if you want those to be somehow. Yeah, whatever you want.
I think that I would like to. Yeah, I would like to say that he felt like he was in a pretty good situation. I want to give him emotional damage because he knows suddenly that he's not alone and that he's not in a position where he can actually, just like bonkers this. Like
Totally.
You're fighting against somebody your own speed right now. Bitch.
Totally, I love that.
That's a D10 emotional.
So D10 emotional on Juggernaut.
I want to make
you...
him cry out of the battle.
All right, you explode. These cars explode all around him, and as it does, he comes to a stop. He like kind of pulls up short. His head sort of like being the heaviest part of his body, sort of like kind of almost like topples him over a little bit, and he kind of catches himself. He looks up to where you came from, and he kind of looks around at the rest of you. Says, "What the hell? Who? How did? Well, this was unexpected." And Johnny, who do you want to pass it to?
I'm gonna pass it to him.
Awesome. He you see, puts a hand on his chest, and says words under his breath that none of you can hear, as you are too far away. Unless anybody has, like, super hearing. Not Daredevil, obviously. You're
Damn it, I was like, come on!
Not a one time!
I'm taking a dip.
And then after he's done with that, he says, "This is gonna be fun," and he dips his head down again and just like basically just lifts a car like a big like 3500 truck, just flips it with his head out, flipping toward I think Johnny's too high, so I'm going to say this flips toward Elise, are you hiding off of camera? That's fantastic.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say this is going
Stealthing.
towards Bruce, towards
Okay.
Barron.
Bring it.
What? Oh.
Okay.
So
I'm making my. I make a reaction roll.
Yeah, make a reaction roll for me. This is gonna be a 16 with a D10 effect.
Ooh, 16. Okay.
16.
I think we're on a team, so I'm gonna use team affiliation. I'm gonna go with. Is it a stretch to say my science specialty tells me about the physics of how a truck like that is gonna roll?
Yeah, I like that actually. Look,
Okay, sweet.
if you can explain it, I'm gonna buy it.
Great. And what you actually see is that Bruce kind of like gets low for a second, trying to figure out how he's gonna respond. He looks a little, like normally he would Hulk out and like go chasing and try and punch it down. But for the first time in a while, you'll see him start to like take a few steps back, and then he pulls up a hand, and in that hand you see he's wearing one of the Mandarin's rings. And this is in fact the ring remaker. And as he holds it up and clenches his fist, there's kind of a green like orb of light that lights up around it. And he's going to literally move the molecules of his body back about 120 feet to where I was riding the horse, a few minutes ago. And for the distinction, actually, I'm going to use, how about, sorry, I gotta check what those distinctions are. How about abandoned vehicles? I'm gonna put myself like behind kind of a perimeter of cars so that if the truck were to like, keep coming toward me or whatever, I'm like reinforced by all these other things kind of intervening. So I'll use that distinction. I think that's it. So let's roll them. Okay, I rolled a 1. Never fails. You said it was a 17?
16.
16? So I need a 17. I am going to spend my plot point to add an additional die. So my 3d8s are going to total 18.
There you go.
And I'll use, that's it. I don't need an effect die. I'm just avoiding it. So I just teleport, and there's like this weird kind of alien green shimmer. And then I reappear sort of like hunkered down behind some cars. And you see maybe the fog and my glasses are making that like backlit film noir effect where they're just like white lenses. And I'm there, just kind of poised. That's it.
That's sick. I love it. I'm gonna pay you a plot point and up the pool.
Okay.
Nice. And that is amazing though. But as it's sort of the what reflects that Doom Pool upgrade is that vehicle does land where you were, explodes, and a few more of those cables on the bridge just kind of pop off, and the bridge sways even more, lurching. Amazing. Juggernaut, who needs to take some damage. Hang on a second. Let's see, emotional is green, right? Is that what we decided?
Yep.
Great. He's got a D10 of emotional. There we go. Okay. Juggernaut is now going to pass it to, let's see. Daredevil has gone, and Johnny has gone.
There is a plot point gifted to Black Widow for protection against that Doom Pool.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. We did it.
We now have No, not Daredevil. Rogue. You'll go next.
Our names are so similar. Okay, so Rogue sees Juggernaut like launch this car and just barely miss Bruce, which just scared the living shit out of her because she's like, oh, he's so smushable. But she's going to utilize. I'm going to utilize the abandoned vehicles distinction as well. And she is going to pick up like a semi and just launch it at him. and she's gonna say, "I should have known a cockroach like you would be skittering around out here," and she's just gonna launch it.
Okay, I like it. Let's
And I'm
see.
using my godlike strength. Oh, that's such a small roll for a 12.
There are other numbers in there besides 12.
There were better numbers it could have picked. It's not terrible, but it's. And do I tell you what I got right now?
Yes, you do.
I got a 15 with a D10.
Okay. Juggernaut's reaction. Juggernaut got a 17 with a D12.
That dick. Okay.
So, you throw it at him, and as he basically just runs and just leaps into it and just smashes through it, getting the
that's
upper
so cool.
hand as he like launches towards you, I am going to go ahead and spend an effect die. No, wait. In order for me to do that, I can't use the D12. I'll use the D10 instead. So I'm gonna get rid of the D10 out of Doom Pool to use my D10 effect on you as a reaction here. So Rogue, he leaps up, and he smashes through, and he comes and he just basically just like full on headbutts you in the chest. As he comes at you, he just says, "I'm the Crimson Cannonball," and just smashes into you. You definitely feel some ribs pop. It is not pleasant as he smashes you and pins you against like one of those beams, and then just kind of like pushes off you. You are not pinned, but you got pinned and it hurt. That is gonna be a D10 physical stress on Rogue.
And does my physical, that doesn't stack on top of the emotional, or are those supposed to be cleared?
No, separate tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, your emotional does stay from act to act. It gets stepped back, but I do believe we stepped it back. And yeah. So there you go.
Cool. Hurt him.
Cool. And let's see, that was Rogue's turn. It is
Black
now.
Widow.
Yeah, you can pass it to Black Widow.
Please, get him.
Okay. So those, I know, those big wire suspenders holding the bridge up are going ping ping and they're popping off. I'm going to run and grab one so that I swing with it, and then on the way back give an electric blast to Juggernaut so that he can unpin Rogue.
Awesome. And he doesn't have her pinned necessarily. Okay. He sort of just smashed her into it and then kind of backed off. But,
all right, perfect. That's even better.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna get her. So I'm just gonna back him away from her by blasting him.
Love it. Make that roll.
Alrighty.
Make that change.
Here we go. Right. I'm going to spend a plot point to use an extra die. So my total is, I rolled a 13 with a D10 effect.
Okay, let's see. Oh no. Alright, I rolled pretty low. This might work actually for you.
Okay, I was gonna say this asshole's been rolling high.
He's got some big dice in his thing, in his pool here, but this is a low roll. And no, even with help, I couldn't do it. So you are. I got a. The highest I can do is a 9 with a D10 effect. So
Ooh, that plot point came in handy.
Not quite a heroic success. Good on my behalf. Okay, awesome. What do you so explain to me what happens and how you want to use your effect.
Yes. All right. So he's come past me to Rogue. I see all that happen. Ping of the giant wires happens, I run, grab it, swing one way, and as I swing back for extra force with my electric blast, I blast him, and I'm doing physical damage, D10 physical damage.
Amazing. Love it. You dig in right underneath part of his like armor, and shock the living hell out of him. Just as he sort of like takes a couple steps back and just sort of like parks his butt on the hood of a car that just kind of crushes down, kind of catching his breath. What amazing. What who do you pass to? I think that's everybody except for Graham. Graham hasn't gone yet. He only had a reaction.
Right. Oh yeah, no, then I'll pass it down to Graham.
Thank you. Okay. Bruce is going to kind of stumble out from behind those cars a little bit. He's going to lift his other hand, on which you see his incredibly not hipster try-hard thumb ring. But there's one of the Mandarin's rings is worn on the thumb. And actually, I'll look back at who's nearby, Black Widow, and say it was the only finger it fit on. And what I'd like to do is create a transmuted, an illusory like cloud of darkness around Juggernaut.
Cool.
This is just in his mind, so I'm like using the ring and it's gonna kind of light up purple, and inside his brain I would like to create like the image of darkness, and there are just eyes looking at him like this strange kind of alien, almost cutting him off, making him feel like he's trapped in a void. Amp up his emotional stress.
Okay.
In fact, maybe even like with the mind control, I'll add in like some whispers. Yeah, just like taunting and threatening him, pulled out of his brain.
Here's the thing. I love this. I really love this for you. However, he is immune to psychic.
That's okay. That's
attacks.
Okay. All right. I've declared it, so I'm gonna do it.
Yes, I didn't know when I should say that to
you. It's okay. And then we'll just find out why it doesn't work.
Okay.
You'll figure out a way to stop it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Well, I rolled 2 ones. So maybe that's out. But I got a 16.
That's good. That's good. So should I still roll then? Just in case?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess because we could potentially get opportunities.
Okay, great.
I think the immunity is just that he basically, you can spend a plot point to ignore, or in your case, spend a die out of the Doom pool to ignore the effect die.
That's what it is. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. I forgot about that. You got a 16, you said?
That's correct.
Okay.
I roll so many ones. I don't know what the deal is.
We'll need to do. So I'm actually okay. So I'm gonna pay, here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna pay you 2. I'm gonna pay you. Let's see. If I do 1 plot point, I get.
Yeah, it'll bump up to a new D8.
I'm gonna pay you 2 plot points for 2 D6s.
Okay, I accept. I got 3 plot points now.
But I won't get those until a second. I'm gonna spend a D8 to add to my roll here, just to get myself above a 16.
Oh!
Because I rolled like shit again. And then I will spend another one to ignore Well, actually, I guess I wouldn't have to if.
Yeah, it's same thing either way.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, I got you.
if I don't succeed, then you spend 1 to get rid of it. You could probably spend a D6 instead of a D8.
Okay.
If you just wait for me to do the effect and then you ignore it.
True. In that case, we'll do that. So then, okay.
And then I'll get on the comms and I'll say, I'm trying to access him mentally through the lens, and there's nothing getting through. So maybe
Yeah, he's dumb as shit, man. Like dumb as a box of rocks.
I think
Yes!
it's a specific protection against psychic.
Yeah, his helmet.
Oh, you don't think he's just dumb?
That's
Oh.
not a fashion choice.
Let's focus on getting the helmet off. Sorry.
Amazing.
No.
So I love that. As we start the beginning of the next round, Graham, before you pass it to somebody else here,
Mhm.
as Hollis is, as Daredevil's just underwater. At the beginning of this next round here, one of those Quinjets from before descends through the fog just to the side of the bridge, and sliding down one of those cables down onto like that crate, and then kind of leaping over towards the bridge towards you all. You see the furry, beastly body of Sabretooth as he leaps over onto the bridge, quickly followed by a much more graceful landing on top of a cable as she slides down. You see, covered in white body armor, with sort of blonde, but sort of almost like silvering, kind of gray, not gray, it's more silver, like aged, hair. Yelena, who has gotten older, she looks down, doesn't seem to have kind of clocked you specifically yet,
Yeah.
Natasha, but just sort of surveying the scene. And we have 2 more enemies on the field here.
Oof.
If we could add Sabretooth and White Widow as GMCs. And Graham, who do you want to pass it to?
I'm torn. Everyone's gone, right?
Yep, new round. Anybody's open.
I'll pass it back to Daredevil because I want to know what's going on.
Perfect.
as the player.
Currently
As things
underwater.
grow dire, a little more dangerous up in this bridge, we go underneath back to Daredevil. You are muted, Hollis.
Night, everyone.
Hey, buddy. Welcome back.
Hey, so I've been listening to everything that's been going on on shore, and it sounds like Bruce has like just leveled up in a way that I'm super curious about, but I gotta get Dani out of here. So I am going to use my billy club as a grapple. I'm just looking to like shoot it out of the water, attach it to part of the bridge just so I can get us out of there and get her to safety.
Brilliant move.
Yeah.
So yeah, you shoot it out. Go ahead and make the roll. Let's just see how well this goes.
All right. I'm gonna use a plot point to add a die here.
Yeah. What do you?
All right, I got.
Hey, talk me through this one. I wanna do a little. We never do any Hollis close-ups. Hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go.
Uh,
So Hollis
yeah,
close-up.
Hey.
Talk me through your pool here. What are you building?
So I'm a man without fear. You know me. I'm also acting solo, which sucks. Get me back to my team as quickly as possible. I'm going to use an acrobatic specialty just because I feel like that's the only thing that fits. I'm using my my billy club and some enhanced stamina. Think of man.
Love it.
I'm getting the hell out of here. And I think there is like this surge of protection in the same way that he's a protector for Hell's Kitchen. Like all of that energy has just zeroed in on one person, like someone that's very close to, I don't know, 2 people that he holds dear. So I'm getting us out of there.
Awesome.
And let me tell you what I rolled. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. It's a 18
Woohoo!
with a D10 effect. Let's go.
This is the Doom pool you're rolling against here. I rolled a 1. If anybody wants to buy that. And I got a 10. So that is a heroic success. Now,
Who are you being right now?
say that. What do you mean, Kelsey?
Like, because I want to buy it from you, but I have to make it narratively make sense. Are you just like
This is
luck
just the
or
Doom
water?
pool. Yeah, it's sort of
Okay.
The universe
All
working
right.
against you.
But
okay.
it could, like, the opportunity could appear anywhere in terms of the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just have to make it make sense.
Sorry, I just realized you're not on camera. Hang on. Pop you back.
You can make something up.
There we go. The disembodied voice of Kelsey talking. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Kelsey, if you have any thoughts on that, take a swing. Nope. Hollis, you succeed heroically. Your effect now. What was your effect die?
D10.
D10 can get stepped up to a D12. If you want to build an asset here, or yeah, I would say it's probably maybe I don't want to say the only option, but that's probably the strongest option for you to do.
Can I create an asset that will just be like protection for Dani as the rest of this battle ensues?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm gonna call this asset protecting the protege. All right.
Amazing.
I'm
Yes.
going to shoot the grapple out of the water. It's going to hook onto the bridge, and as we are just like flying through the air and surfacing, I'm just saying, "Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me." As we land, we're going to kind of roll as I'm hanging onto her, mostly for my protection because she's super, super strong. I'm going to roll her under a car, turn to Bruce and say, "What'd I miss?"
Phenomenal.
Nice.
And perfect landing with the music too.
We missed you, my friend.
I think I get kind of a bashful smile and then nod and grunt. Eh.
I'm
I'm just happy to be part of the club.
Besties.
You have a D12 asset protecting the protege that you may use basically whenever you are protecting Dani, or whenever you could argue that you are.
Awesome.
Who do you want to pass it to? Because that was freaking awesome.
Awesome. I mean, Bruce is right here next to me, at least in my mind. I'm going to pass it to Graham.
Grab.
Okay. I am. We've zeroed in on Juggernaut's helmet. So what I'm going to do is spend a couple plot points to amp myself up a little bit. I'm going to add multiple powers. So I've got one ring glowing for the illusion. Then I'm going to raise my other hand, and now all three rings start like creating this multicolored light around me. And I'm going to use transmutation as I lift a car into the air. That car like reforms the metal. You see like rivets kind of flying out, and the metal twists and reshapes itself into maybe like a trident or like a pitchfork with like long metal prongs with hooks on the ends. And then I send it flying toward Juggernaut to like hook under his helmet and try and tear it off. At the same time, I'm blasting his feet with ice out of the ring 0. So I got ice blast, transmutation, and then I'm going to I'll keep up my mind control effects. So I'm like going to town with these 3 rings.
I love it.
So that was 2 plot points. I've still got 1 left. Then I've got team, and I'm using my covert specialty at a D10 to try and Get in there. Sneak up on him. Okay, and then I need a D8 for the distinction. I'll use the abandoned vehicles distinction again. Here we go. This is very The Expanse. Guys, I rolled another set of 2 1s. This is unbelievable. Every session. Okay.
Are these your dice or are these the computers?
It's
Whichever it is, stop it!
It's the curse of the DM. It's I don't know if you ever feel that, but whenever I'm a player, I roll like crap.
Yep. So I'm spending my 3rd plot point to add to my total, leaving me with 21.
Awesome.
And a D8 effect.
Okay. Well, first of all, I will give you a single plot point for both of your ones, which will give me a D8 to the Doom Pool. And then let me roll. This is against Juggernaut. Did you add any of his stress to your roll?
I didn't. What is he? He has a D.
He's got D10s, yeah.
D10. Oh my gosh. Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Let's see what happens. They're probably just gonna make me roll more ones, but
I'm gonna add your D8.
Is there a complication? There's no complication on them, right? It's just the stress.
Right.
Okay. All right. So it's just gonna make my effect die as a D10 instead.
Okay. Math. Okay, I am going to spend a D6 from the Doom Pool just to rob you of a heroic success.
Okay. Cool.
But you still have a success.
All right. So D10, it's gonna be emotional. Oh, actually, how about I make an asset that is getting the helmet off? That's the worst name I could have possibly just said.
You want to
Pop in his top.
complication
Pop in
or
his
an
top.
asset?
Here it comes. Yeah. So my hope is that like once that upgrades to a certain amount, we could like tear the helmet off and then affect his mind.
Sure.
Nice.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Classic Juggernaut.
Classic
tactic.
Juggernaut tactic, guys. What worked back then still works today. Okay.
And then I'm
For the
gonna
most part.
pass it to Yelena.
Woohoo! Fantastic. Yelena has surveyed the scene. She is coming down. Hang on. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. For the record, I'm getting over a cold here, so it's just a little bit of remains there. That's not the right term for that. Okay. Yelena's die pool is here. Great. So, Yelena slides down the upper sort of support cable and leaps off, doing like just a beautiful, graceful front flip. Lands right next to Sabretooth and Juggernaut over on the far side, getting pummeled by you guys. She says, she looks right at you, Natasha, with cold eyes. Takes a moment and then says, just kind of out loud to the rest of them, I want them captured, no death, and then runs forward and is coming to attack you, Natasha. Okay, I got a Got a 13. No, that's not good enough. I am using a D8 from the Doom pool. I don't like it. All right, 18 with a D8.
Okay, let me just roll my little roll.
Sure.
Let me do a little
This
close-up
bitch.
on Elise here.
Okay. All right. Am I allowed to use a plot point? Remind me.
As the reactor,
I don't
you
think so.
cannot use a plot
No.
point to
Okay.
add after.
All right.
No,
I roll.
you can.
I
You can.
can.
You can.
Well, so if you want to add to your total, you totally can.
Yeah.
Because your total's not finalized until you decide.
Yeah,
you know.
sorry, I'm confused.
Okay,
You're good.
so I'm gonna use the gifted plot point. Thanks, chat. And my total is a 21
Woohoo!
with let me make sure, with a D8 effect.
Awesome. Okay,
Whew.
very good. Now, at the risk of hurting myself here, if you have another plot point, you could spend it to use that D8 effect on her right
I'm
now.
all out. I'm
Okay.
fresh out of plot points.
No worries. Just wanted to give you the option. Okay, so she runs at you, and it's... Natasha, it's like... It's the most bizarre feeling, because she is everything you remember, but so much better. She is somehow faster
Ugh.
in her, older age. She is, she's quick, she's smart, she almost like, I mean, you guys are, like, there are multiple moments she almost has you, and
Oh,
you
boy.
just barely dodge out of the way. I mean, it's like, it's quick. You have to give it everything you have to sort of stay on top of it, and it's not like before where you sort of always had the upper hand in different ways. You know, you sort of helped her sort of reach a certain precipice, and now, I mean, she is just skillfully ahead of you. To add
Yeah.
to that, she moves the same way that she did before, and it throws you a bit, you know? I mean, it's really her. It's truly her. This isn't like a, this isn't some doppelganger or something. Like, it's her. So anyway, all that's sort of going through your mind as she's just quick. The two of you are going at it, and she is going to pass it to you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I can just imagine them sparring. And so yeah, I'm gonna continue sparring. And just kind of in between all of that, just be like, what happened? I'm doing this because this is all I can do to
That's
visualize
sparring.
what they're doing. Yes. What happened to you? Something like, what? I don't know what to say in this moment because it's so fast, but something like, who are you working for?
She just in a moment kind of pops you back in the chest,
Yeah.
so that you have just a moment of breath. She looks at you and almost like emotionless says, I work for no one, you should know that, and then keeps going.
I know that very well. That's not something I say out loud, but yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then I guess what I'm gonna have to do is, yeah, as we're sparring, I'm just gonna probably have to try and flip over her and electric blast her in the back or something like that. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna build my roll, which will be Russian Super Spy, D8. I'm on a team at this moment, so that's a D6. Specialties, acrobatics, D10, then enhanced reflexes and electric blast, both D8s. So here we go.
Here we go. What? You were Zoom cut you out from the excitement.
I'm sorry. I rolled 3 ones, everybody.
Don't say it. It cut out. We didn't know.
It cut out. What'd you say?
Nothing happened.
Yeah, sorry, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. I rolled so well.
It was
Oh
great.
my gosh.
All 12.
Oh my god. You guys, I don't
Phenomenal.
even have an effect.
At least it's been really. Isn't it interesting that this is the last game? At least
Probably mine. Oh my gosh.
So wild. Wow. Okay. So hang on, give me a second. Let me think.
Yep. Yeah. Take your time. Take your time.
If you have no effect die, your effect just becomes a D4.
Perfect. Then that's what happened to me.
All right. I will pay you 1 plot point.
Perfect.
To add a D10 to the Doom pool.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
No,
Listen,
not your
makes
fault.
for a great story. I'll tell you what.
It's science.
It's cool though. The Doom pool's growing. Like the cars are being thrown around. Like
Oh boy.
So
it's happening.
The bridge
what's your
is
total?
snapping.
What's your total?
Oh,
Elise?
my total was an 8.
An 8 with a D4
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1, so there is
Wow.
that. And I got a.
I want to buy that.
Okay.
Yeah. What die was it on?
It's on a D8. So. Yes, Kelsey, let me know when you know what you want to do with it. Elise, my total, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 13 with a D10, which
Okay.
means it is a heroic success or a villainous
Awesome.
success, perhaps.
Ooh,
Which
yeah.
means it becomes a D12, and I am gonna call this emotional stress on
Okay.
Natasha. D12 emotional. You
Alright.
flip over. You flip over. You go to shock her in the back, but as you go, she grabs your hand, your wrist from the back, sort of flips you around, and has you kind of pulled in next to her to where she could
Mhm.
like whisper in your ear a
Oh
little
my
bit.
God.
And as she does, she says, "I don't know how you got here, but this is not your world. Go back to where you came from, or I will kill you." And she ends up sort of shocking you back a little bit, like as she like takes your bracelet and sort of like sticks it to your own neck. Just
Yeah.
like, and like the physical stress of it doesn't really matter in this moment. It's the emotional stress. As you kind of like conk out like a little bit to your knees,
Yeah.
she grabs you by the hair, and sort of declares to everyone, as she puts a like hand to your neck, she declares to the rest of the battlefield, surrender or she dies. And with
Oh.
that,
I'm gonna do my thing now.
I
Yes,
also have a
yeah.
question.
yeah, Elise, go ahead.
First of all, whoa. Second of all, am I stressed out then?
No, you are.
Okay.
You have a D12, so one more
One
step up on your emotional stress, and you'll get stressed out.
Got it. Okay. Wow.
Kelsey, what do you want to do?
So I, into our comm, say, everybody close your eyes. Because my concern is everybody is flying overhead. We've got these guys on the ground. I feel like nobody knows what's going on. So I'm going to, and just like boost away the fog, which my thought is it's going to take away a die out of the doom pool. But the effect is that everybody is temporarily befuddled except for my team, which therefore makes your doom pool less significant at this
Sweet.
moment, if that works.
Nice.
No, yeah, I love that. That's a
Okay.
creative use. Boom. D8 gone.
Excellent.
How we doing bio break wise, guys? This is normally around the time we would take one, but I know we're still in the heat of battle here. Do we want to take a quick break or give it another 15 minutes and see where we get to, or what do you think?
I'm okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right, great. In that case, Natasha, who do you pass it to?
Oh boy. So let me look at my choices.
Yeah, let's see. Who's gone? Sorry. It's been Yelena went and Hulk. Wait, no, sorry. Banner.
Daredevil.
Yeah, so Daredevil, Banner, Yelena, and Natasha have gone.
Okay. So I'm gonna actually pass it over to Johnny since he just got rid of all that fog.
Sweet.
Okay. First things first, I just assume all Quinjets are X-Men, but I know that that's not how it works. Do they look to be like X-Men Quinjets?
So these Quinjets are similar to the ones that you like from like the Avengers movies, like the ones that the Avengers use. They're kind of like does that help? Do you know what I'm talking about if I say that?
Yeah. Does it seem like they're getting away? Or are we good for a minute?
Yeah, those all of them pretty much have left except for the one that's sort of hovering nearby that dropped off these two people. The rest of them look like they had other things to do or something.
Okay, cool. All right, and then I'm going to so I know we've got unstable ground as well, so I think that I'm going to do sort of a similar thing. My goal is to again just like say a warning to Black Widow and say watch your feet, basically. Watch your feet. Black Widow. Girl. Hey, you doing good? How you feel? And then I'm
answer,
going
but that's
to
hilarious.
F with the ground and hopefully mess up Yelena's footing, which my goal is to make her just in a more compromised position and give Black Widow a chance to get out by telling her what's going on. And I'm doing that by manipulating the metals and stuff like that and, you know, heating them up so that they'll be bad.
Sure.
Which, you know what? I'm going to give myself that. Yeah. Okay. I just want to use all the things that we have.
I love it. Use the toys you have.
Oh God, yes. That's gonna be 17 again.
Okay, this is against Yelena. 17. And you don't have any stress for me to add, so that's okay. Good, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not a stressful dude. Okay?
Don't have stress. What'd you say you got?
17.
Here's the thing, Yelena. She's real good. She's real good. So I'm gonna do.
What?
I'm gonna do.
See, this is why I was confused because I was like, I feel like he's always adding in other dice.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
That's what Graham was saying. Yeah, as a reactor, you can basically add stuff after the fact, which is why as the actor, you need to make sure that like whatever your total is, you or whatever you basically before you announce your total, add all the things you want into it first, essentially.
Yeah,
So really good.
The actors win ties, but the disadvantage is you have to kind of like call what your number is before the other person get the last chance, you know, to add stuff on and beat it.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that, I will spend a D8 from the Doom Pool, and I will end with a total of math 20.
Ooh.
So, that is a failure on your part. As you heat the metals, it works the way you want it to, but it doesn't affect her the way you want it to. As she kind of flips over, she sort of feels it coming, flips over, kind kind of pulls Natasha up with her, kind of taking her now by like the neck a little bit, and drags her like over on top of like a car. She's sort of like surfing the top of a car essentially at this point. And she looks out at you, Johnny. I don't think she says anything. She's not really like a shit talker. She's just sort of
stone cold.
Yeah.
But Johnny, on the other hand, goes, "Cool, awesome, wow, we're all really impressed. This is neat. We.
Amazing, Johnny. Who do you pass it to?
I'm gonna pass it to Black Widow. Wait, didn't she just go?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it just.
That's my bad.
Yes.
I think I'm going
Rogue
to
is the
pass
last
it to-
hero left to go.
I'm gonna pass it to Sabretooth because he is hot and we haven't really gotten to hear much from him.
Sweet.
I bet his
yeah.
pecs are looking so lovely.
His pecs be popping so
Arr.
big.
I was not
That's me
ready
biting
for
them.
Sabretooth thirst.
Yeah, Sabretooth thirst is real.
Sabretooth is giving my second stepdad, and I am not ashamed to say that the man has a lot of faults, but was not an unattractive fellow. Lots to unpack there.
I love it.
There's a lot to unpack there, Kelsey. We don't have time for it right now, but I do
I'm
love
getting
you.
Delalia vibes.
And we have Sabretooth, who launches himself towards Rogue, who I believe Rogue is still sort of up against
Beam.
the beam where Juggernaut left you.
In the crater.
Sort of, you got your head rocked a bit and your bruises, sort of your ribs sort of bruised. Sabretooth licks his lips and launches sort of primally kind of running at you. We have... I'm gonna go ahead and roll first. He is actually going to take a D4 from the unstable ground, which will give me a D6 to the Doom Pool. Woof. Well, that did get a 1 on the D4. I don't know if that
Is enticing?
does
Not
anything.
really.
I like that Sabretooth said woof though.
I know.
Yeah. That's good. We
Can it be
have...
every animal, dog?
Alright, Rogue, this is on you.
Yeah.
We've got a 15 with a D10. Effect.
Okay. So, all right. Can I do a 4 to get a plot point?
Yeah. On,
Like-
which distinction? Just curious.
On the untouchable,
Cool.
and I'm going to do. I'm still part of a team, yeah. I'm all alone up here. I'm still in the
no,
team.
you're all
Okay.
still in the same vicinity.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, combat, and I'm going to do. I can do my godlike strength, and I can do mimic at the same time, right?
Yes, yeah, because they're two different power sets. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Here we go.
And I will say, although, and you can sort of.
Huh?
Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
No, go ahead.
I meant to talk with you about this before this session, but I wanted to ask you, or rather tell you, since you chose not to sort of keep the Mr. Sinister power sets like as like a thing for yourself, the powers have definitely worn off from him that you borrowed. The memories, it's sort of up to you how much of that is still floating around in there, like that sort of villainous, sinister persona within you. That's up to you. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Yeah, it's still cooking in there. Okay, so I did roll a 1, but it's a D8, so you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. But my rule
Yeah,
It's
I'll
a
buy it.
21 with the D12.
Amazing.
Motherfucker.
Amazing. Cool. Let's see. I will up the D6 to a D8. In the Doom Pool, that's a plot point for you.
Thank you.
And
Oh, and sorry, I wanted to use that plot point for a power drain.
Cool. Okay. Let me remind myself how that works. Do you... Nope, not that one. Go away. Sorry. So you get... Okay, now I have it. When you successfully use an action or reaction... Okay, right, power drain. So you want an asset or complication?
I want to create a complication.
Okay,
for
so you're
him.
draining the power drain from him. Awesome. The effect die is the same. Chosen powers. So the effect die is the same as his power. Okay. So, hang on. He's got. Now this would be just his power traits, essentially. And he's got 2 of those. So do you want ferocity, which is a D10, or do you want superhuman strength, which is a D8?
I've already got the strength, so I'll take the ferocity.
How do you get those powers? Ferocity.
Ferocity. Yeah, these are just ones that I sort of tried to encompass. I didn't want to, like... Building characters, especially like building GMCs in this game, is the trickiest thing.
I understand.
I
know.
Because like
I don't envy you.
especially in the beginning, I was making them like I was giving them like way too many things. So anyway, I took some advice and I decided to funnel it all down into just like some basic things. Okay, so this will be a D10 ferocity power drain. The effect die is the same as what is at the... Okay, great. Alright, so complication on Sabretooth. If you could, Graham. Thank you so much. Thank God for Graham. He's the best. And we move to...
and so like what happens is like he jumped up towards her and like I think she had like gotten her gloves off in time and she like just I would imagine it was probably like they like got hand to hand and like she's trying to stop him from pummeling her even further and she just says keep your claws to yourself, kitty, and just launches him back away.
Awesome. Yeah, and as you grasp his hands, he was not expecting you to be so strong. Clearly he was not informed on who you are. And as you sort of drain some of that power from him, he push away, and we have he gets pushed away and is sort of just he looks weaker, you know, because of it. So who do you pass to next?
I'm gonna it's just Juggernaut now, ain't it?
Yep, it is.
So here's Juggy.
Here's Juggy. We have okay. Juggernaut looks like he sort of touches his chest again and says something, and then he sort of loudly says, "You got it," and he runs towards like one of the big support beams. Actually, Rogue, the one right behind you where you just were, he sort of runs towards it. Rogue, go ahead and roll the reaction on this one for me.
Okay. Small.
Okay,
Small
I've
tool.
got I did roll a 1 on a d8.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay. And that is gonna be I'm gonna spend a d8 from the Doom Pool to make this a 22 with a d12 effect.
Well, that's nice. I got a 17 with the D8, so
Cool.
here we are.
Great. So the effect die here is actually going to go to the Doom Pool. And it is going to be a d12 added to the Doom Pool. And Juggernaut, you dodge out of the way because it doesn't look like he was actually trying to hit you, Rogue. He smashes into the support beam behind you. The whole thing rips. You just hear like this like shriek of metal snapping, and the whole bridge lurches around, waving and tossing, creating chaos. Pieces of the like cement road start to sort of fall into the water below, like crumbling. Cars go kind of tossing off the edge. The whole thing is just falling apart, basically. And what did you want to do with your one, Rebecca?
I think
With the opportunity.
so. I use that to lower the doom. I can use that to lower the Doom Pool.
Yeah, it was a D8, so you can take away that D8.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and I think.
Okay.
Now you can tell me if I can't do this. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
But I think in the chaos of this bridge now buckling and everything, Rogue's going to. Can she maybe try and not knock Yelena away from Black Widow, or at least, or would that be too much? If not, I'll do something else.
Yeah, I'll allow that, sure. So, in the chaos of it all, Rogue sort of, you see this opportunity and sort of just grab Natasha away from Yelena. And you currently are holding Natasha now, so you've sort of swooped in, grabbed her out of the way, lowering the Doom Pool just a hair. Yeah, love it.
It's an awkward hold though, because I don't have my gloves on, so like,
Don't touch.
just like don't touch.
Amazing. All right, that's the end of that round. Juggernaut is boy oh boy. I mean, Juggernaut's on a mission. I think he is going to pass it to himself because he's a bully.
That is a very Juggernaut thing.
That is so him.
Yeah. And he sort of chuckling turns around and just kind of let's do it again. And he kind of runs to the other direction, and he's gonna try the same thing on the other support beam. Go ahead. Johnny, I think that you are closest to this one, so I'm gonna have you roll a reaction to see if you can sort of stop him from this.
I'm nervous. I don't like anything.
All right, I've got. You don't like anything?
I hate everybody and everything.
Yeah, Juggernaut. There's a slight chance I made him too powerful. We'll find out, but
He's the Juggernaut.
Maybe I'm
the whole
just rolling
thing,
well on him. I don't know. But that is a 19 with a D10 effect.
Yeah? Well, guess what?
What?
Oh god, quick math. Just a second, let me use Excel. That's a 21. So.
Okay. Awesome. How do you stop him?
I do use the cars around me again.
Yeah.
So basically, I slide in. I could not think of a word.
Dude,
I slide
welcome
in
to my
and sort
world.
of just like get across the ground, while using heat like power. What is this? Flame blast to push at him. And I'm using my superhuman durability so my feet aren't scraped off at the ankles. And I just like get like 3 cars piled up in between us and sort of squish him with them.
Amazing, and sort of throw him off his trajectory as he sort of gets pushed to the side. Phenomenal. You divert disaster, and I'll pass it to you for that reason.
Juggernaut today, asshole. So we said his complication right now is at a 10. Okay.
Yeah, so he's got the D10 stress and the D10 popping the top.
Yes. The D10 stress is just as emotional though, right?
He's got physical and emotional.
There's both, but you just choose which. You choose one, basically.
Oh, but when I pop the top, what will happen? That would get one of them there or no?
It depends on how you want to frame it, but you can add the 2 D10s because complications are in addition to stress.
Okay.
Also,
but yeah, I mean, like in terms of what you want to do.
Oh, I would throw the 2 D10s in there.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Into your dice pool. Also,
Yeah.
Kelsey, Kate in the chat gave you a plot point for your beautiful.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you, Kate.
Kate.
Oh my god, you came in real clutch there. No pun intended, because I have cars in my hands. That was good. Okay, I tell myself. Thank you. We'll just... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just sort of build on to what I was already doing.
Yeah.
And keep squishing the cars at him. And my goal is honestly to crush this mother. So I want to crush it. And you said I can use the popping the top as well?
Yeah, because I have like rivets of metal sticking into his helmet. They're like following him around, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just hoping to like continue squishing him upwards with what I've got, and I'm like, you can see rivulets of sweat like going like, and just everything at it. The cars are turning white at this point just because of the heat. And I have
like
a lot of dice, so hopefully.
I love the thought that Johnny sweats. Like that's something I've never considered before.
But only from exertion, not from heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Well, I go up 1-1, and then I rolled really poorly. But that's okay, because I have that plot point. So that'll help a little bit.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah, I rolled 1-1. It's on a D8. Man, I rolled really bad, guys.
Now.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna do my best, I guess.
Graham, the way I've been playing it, and tell me if this is wrong, but it doesn't matter what you guys roll the 1 on. It's only for the opportunities, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Just double
Okay.
checking.
Well, I've got a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Adding in a third dice, and that's a 16.
Okay. I got an 18,
Yeah.
and I will give you a plot point for your 1.
Thank you.
And here's what happens. I'm going to use that 1 to raise my D10 to a D12.
Whoa.
No! You did it.
And
Yeah.
I am going to...
He's always wanted to, so it's fine.
He deserves
We're
this.
making this little guy's day. So
It's not even that I mean, it's not... I could do a lot of things here, but...
did you just need to go potty, Justin?
I just gotta pee so bad. No, I think, so 2d12s in the Doom Pool. I will spend them to end this scene however I choose. Here's what happens. You shove Juggernaut away, and that white hot metal in your hands, pushing. However, God dang it. I'm sorry. The ground crumbles right beneath you, and those cars sort of go toppling off the edge. You pull away just in time, and you can fly, so it kind of pulls you away. But Juggernaut, your kind of trap you had him in no longer is there, and he uses the momentum you gave him to sort of push himself towards a different support beam, crashing into it, and the bridge lurches. He turns back to you and he says, "You don't fuck with the Crimson Cannonball." And then he runs and leaps into the fog. Natasha, you are in Rogue's arms.
Yes.
Daredevil, you are kind of standing over Dani, who is fine now. She's like kind of standing up, and she's like, "We gotta get out of here. It's not gonna hold." Sabretooth is right. Let's see, Rogue, you're no longer near him. He sort of climbs one of the poles, scratching his way towards the top, and leaps off towards the crate that the Quinjet was holding, the crate over on the side of the bridge, essentially. You all watch as he takes that crate and sort of pops it open, and out of it slides into the water a large machine, a large mechanism, and it splashes into the water, at which point he whistles loudly and says, "Time to go!" And he climbs up towards the Quinjet. Yelena looks to you, Natasha, as you are sort of like across the bridge. There's sort of this big divide between you, and as everything else around you is shaking and quivering, she looks across to you and she just says, "Don't come for me. I will kill you." And then she turns and she like zip lines her way to a Quinjet and slides up, and the Quinjet just blasts away out of there. You all, however, are left behind, and before you have a chance to really do much, you hear and then feel a large explosion from the water beneath you. The bridge breaks apart completely. This whole area just gets decimated, and all of you go flying into the debris and the fog. And that's where we'll stop. For now, we're not done for the episode for the night. We're just going to take a quick bio break here. Yeah, your horses, I know. Listen, they're probably fine.
They'd be safe.
They'll come wake us up
tie
on the
them
beach.
up.
Let's
We
take a quick
made it so
break.
they could get out if it like a
Right.
barn, like you open the
Yeah.
door so they
Yeah.
can get out of the fire.
Right.
They'll come nuzzle us to consciousness on the beach.
Yeah, we'll check that
Classic.
out in a second here.
Classic.
We'll be back in 5 minutes, and this time I do mean 5 minutes. We should keep this one short, friends.
Yeah.
Just so we can get right back into it here. So we'll be right back, and we'll see you then. and welcome back. Hello, everybody. All right. So, when we left off, everybody had just been blasted all over the place, and the bridge had been destroyed, and the bad guys got away. So, we are at a sort of, not a stalemate, what's the term? A clean slate. The Doom Pool is currently empty, but the bad guys got away, and all of your stress is still there, I guess, is basically how it works. This is the first time I've done this, so I am sort of learning how the aftermath of it goes with the D12 thing. But, yeah. So, as we find you all sort of swimming your way through the water back towards the shore, yeah, your horse is licking your faces as you wake up. You know, you don't look great. Your injuries are somewhat I was gonna say painful. That's pretty obvious, I suppose. But they are still sustained. You know, Rogue, your kind of crushed ribs are still in effect there. It's gonna take a little time to heal there. Daredevil, you're still pretty exhausted just from swimming and all of that. Your body's sort of tired. Natasha, I don't know what's going on in your mind, but
Weeping, just
yeah,
can't stop.
yes. But the good news is this is the beginning of a transition scene, so all of your stress does step back by 1 step.
I'd like to think that Johnny is like patting Black Widow on the shoulder, like in it
Aw.
awkwardly, but just wanting to be like, "You're good, man." Like a
Yeah.
if you had a bro that was just bawling as another bro, that's how Johnny is acting right now too.
That's hilarious because I imagine Black Widow is just like so mad that she's feeling all of this that she just probably like shoots you. Like she's probably very thankful but can't like.
Not, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dani is there. She's sort of just sitting, kind of arms folded, looking shameful, maybe, in the sand.
I think I'm just incredibly appalled and angry that she even followed us here. Like, I want to make sure that she's all right, but I don't want her to feel like we're on okay terms. So maybe I move over to her and I say, do you need anything?
No, I mean,
If you need anything, talk to Bruce. And I walk away.
Whoa.
What are you doing out here, Shug?
Well, okay, so I knew you all were going to Sin City to try and look for adamantium, and I just, I couldn't just sit back and, like, do nothing. I mean, Fisk Lake City is great now. I mean, and that's good. It's just that I didn't feel like there was a need for me there, but it felt like maybe you needed me. So I, look, I knew you needed PEM particles to get your machine working, and I thought A.I.M Island isn't so bad. I could probably at least go see if I could find some. So I did. I mean, I left and I went to A.I.M Island on my own. And look, the thing is, I would have got in there. I mean, I could have done it, but those Supreme 6 assholes were already there, burning the place down. They, I don't know. They had the guy captured, you know, with like the big head, and he's kind of weird looking, and I don't know. Anyway,
You're telling me the people we saw on that billboard are in there with Modoc?
Right.
Modoc.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And they've captured him?
Gross.
Yeah. So they captured him. I kind of was watching part of it. The leader, she was like, something, get him out of here, and a few of them took him, and then they were gathering up
The one
all
in the
this-
white is the leader?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She was kind of telling everyone else what to do.
Ooh, that makes
Okay.
me so mad. Natasha's getting so mad.
I mean, yeah. So the guy with the shield, Captain, what was it, Lieutenant Victory or whatever, he and the Ringer went off, and I with that one, and then what'd you call her, White Widow, and Lionheart went off in another Quinjet, and then I sort of took that opportunity to try and see if I could grab some of the PIM particles, but
Did you get any?
no, they caught me, and that's when Crimson Cannonball started chasing me. And
Well, thank God
I
you're
can't
all
with these
right.
names.
why?
They are legitimately, they have super different names when they're bad guys, and the rebrand is just too much for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Where we come from, they go by different names.
Oh. Okay. Right. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know. Everybody here just knows them by those names, I guess. Because, I don't know. People
Well, you're
forgot
sweet as
or
peaches.
chose to forget. Anyway.
You're sweet as peaches for trying, sugar, but running off like that on your own, that's just a smart way of getting yourself killed.
With
Yeah.
absolutely no plan, it seems. None.
I did have a plan. I mean, I was going to sneak in. I was going to grab the PIM particles, and I was going to get out without it being seen.
Well,
Well,
Not
none of us
everybody
are
has the
getting in now.
resources that you do, man, without fear. Okay, go easy on the kid.
just trying to help.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us are getting in now.
So,
True.
I guess we're gonna have to turn around. I mean, what else
Well,
can we do?
Wait, did you guys did you get adamantium? Did you what happened in Sin City?
The adamantium is currently running around feral in the desert, and no PIM particles either. So
It's a
Well,
work in
luckily it's a-
progress.
yeah,
We're 0 for 3. We're doing great.
doing great.
Okay. Well,
Four.
the good news is that Fisk Lake City is thriving. I mean, even in just the last week, it's been, or rather, I guess the last, because I wasn't there. Hang on, pause. Since I left, since when I left, things are turning around, and the people sort of taking the city back, which is, I've never seen anything like it. So, I don't know. I mean, thank you. But also, like, just imagine what we could do in other cities, too. I mean, I want to do that. I want to help people in that way. I don't want to just sit in Fisk Lake City just hoping that other things happen elsewhere. I want to do for others what you all did for me.
Well,
So-
I think that is a good idea, and I appreciate it. So everybody else is obviously in a bad mood, and that's a them problem. But you and I can change the world.
Johnny,
What?
not the time. Sugar, I understand your desire to help other people, and by all means, if you want to put together a little group or something, if you want to help us, that's great. But I think our focus needs to be on getting home. And I honestly feel like maybe, these are two different paths that we're trying to walk here.
Under my breath, I say there's a difference between helping and running towards trouble and flying blind.
But your
Not
heart's
wrong.
your heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes after defeat, it's easy to get down on ourselves, beat ourselves up, take it out on each other. But at least you're okay. You could be dead.
Yeah.
Maybe she can be of help to us. After all, we still don't have the particles or any adamantium, and we haven't even gotten started on trying to find any vibranium. Our shopping list has yet to be checked off, my friends. I think maybe a little extra help from someone else wouldn't be a bad thing.
Not to mention, I mean, no offense, but you guys don't know anything about this place. I know a ton, and I could tell you all of it.
I think that's a good place to start.
Maybe a reluctant nod.
I was gonna say she's looking at you, Matt.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Um,
A reluctant nod, yeah, for now.
So she stands up, sort of dusts herself off, and she says, "Right then, okay, so we're 0 for 3. That just means we're due for a win, right?" She pulls out the map that you all have. I don't know where she gets it from, and she hang on.
I'll hand it to her. Yeah.
Yeah. She says, "Okay, so then where to next? Adamantium sort of is missing in action at the moment.
I think that we should go to the Hulklands. I've got this cool gun, and I hold out my little bug gun.
He is not wrong.
When did you get that?
I made it.
Whoa, what is that thing?
People forget I'm smart as fuck. God.
I forgive me. I did not realize that you made a gun.
You made a gun?
Yeah, we did a little tinkering around in the lab, and honestly, I kind of came up with nothing, but Johnny aced it.
Thank you.
All right, then I guess the next closest thing is the Hulklands, so...
I think that was our plan, if things didn't work out here.
Yeah.
The Hulklands, yeah. That's cool. Look, the Hulklands. What do I know about the Hulklands? They are currently there's like a war going on down there between some resistance and the leader, I guess. There is a
Who's the leader?
I don't know. He just goes by a leader.
Well, we've seen some name changes, but if he's the same guy that went by the leader in our world, he's a real piece of work.
Wait, there's a guy that goes by a leader?
He's a gamma irradiated, super intelligent guy. All kinds of mad scientist stuff.
And he picked the name leader.
He apparently does not claim to be creative.
No points for creativity. Agreed. Continue.
Yeah.
And the resistance is like people like you, or is it
sort of? We don't really communicate with them much anymore. They have broken off communication a while ago, but so I don't really know much about them, but I know that they're based out of Gamopolis, down on the coast, in the Gulf.
Oh, geez.
Leaders, fortress and sort of whole domain is all around Ground Zero. That's where it all started, the Hulk radiation. Oh, by the way, you don't have to worry too much about the radiation. Most of it is like dissipated by now. It's really only if you stay down there for like more than a couple weeks that you really should have to worry too much about it. So maybe don't do that, but people pass through it all the time, and no damage. So
Can you tell us about this spot marked Ground Zero?
Yeah. So Ground Zero is it's where the original detonation happened. I don't know.
Would you say it was in the Rocky Mountains?
I would say, hang on, Ground Zero is in.
Is this near... the spot? I'm trying to figure out. Is this the spot where we were when we got sent out of our reality?
It is not. It is not.
Okay.
I was not putting that together.
This is closer to Roswell, New Mexico.
Ooh. My rings tingle.
Ew.
My alien rings.
The hotbed you would recognize is in the Grand Canyon, or is the Grand Canyon even. She says the hotbed is the one issue. We're going to want to steer clear of that because that is a huge radiation danger zone. So you get near that and you will start feeling the effects, which, I don't know, maybe you want if you were like desperate for gamma radiation for some reason, but I don't know. Probably not. So steer clear of that. We want to go to Ground Zero because that's where the leader would have his collection. He's sort of obsessed with power, is what I've heard. He specifically, I think I've told you already how the Hulk lands are sort of a place where everybody is a Hulk. Everybody is huge. And leader is sort of obsessed with being the most powerful of powerful people around him, I guess. So he gathers things, different I don't know, technologies and devices and things to make sure that he holds the upper hand. But that's really all I know. But if I have to, I mean, if we assume he has PIM particles, then that's probably where they would be, somewhere in Ground Zero.
All right. Well, we better start making our way. We got a long trip.
Yep.
I beeline right to my horse, getting it on. I'm going. It's time to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna experiment for a second, and you see Bruce like light up one of the rings, and I start flying.
Whoa! Whoa!
Just
and I'm
working
like
on a couple
helping
things.
him. Like I'm
Yeah.
it's like I'm helping him ride a bike for the first time. I'm holding the small of his back. Like
A flying Hulk. Now I've seen everything.
That's great.
Oh, hopefully you won't see that guy.
I don't know. I kind of miss him.
do you think it might make you feel a little bit better if you like recognize that the Hulk is a part of you instead of someone completely different than you?
You're not gonna suddenly change my mind on a lifelong battle, okay? It's been me or him this long.
I don't know. I am
And I have won.
possibly the most charismatic person in our party, so just never say never, okay?
Phenomenal. So, excuse me. Let me address one thing too. So, as you all get in your horses, Dani, she also has a horse. It's a larger horse that can support her weight. She rides along with you. Everybody, this was Hollis's XP spend. He has created a consistent companion for the rest of the campaign in
It's you,
Dani
Hollis.
Cage.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm actually excited. I'm not being
Okay, good.
an asshole.
Good.
Yeah, this was all his plan, only to be
I
mean
love
to her.
that.
Yeah,
Only
right
to
now
be
he's
mean to
angry
her.
dad. Disappointed dad.
So,
Yeah.
I think Hollis, go ahead and roll me a d4. Let's find a random encounter here as you travel into the Hulklands.
Goody.
Rolling that foe, and I got a 1.
A 1.
Yes, sir.
I don't like that he needed to lean in.
Not
He's
good.
reading something.
Never
gonna
a good
hurt.
sign.
He wants to
While
hurt
we're
us.
while we're traveling, Bruce is going to kind of glide up next to Dani and just sort of, if I can get like a feeling of us sort of having a private conversation for a few minutes somewhere along the road, I'll say, hey, he's not mad at you. What you're seeing is just concern. And sometimes somebody who feels the weight of that responsibility to take care of somebody else, when it gets hard, they seem, cranky. But just means you mean a lot to them, okay?
Yeah.
You did a good thing. And honestly, you've helped us a lot. Really look forward to having you.
Thanks. That's.
I don't know if we can stay here, but we're gonna make this place better.
That's all I ask.
And then I'm going to take something out of my pack, maybe like just a piece of junk or like a food wrapper. I'm gonna light up one of my rings and transform it into a little like stone statuette of her striking like a heroic pose.
Aw.
And I'm gonna toss it over to him and be like, I won't say anything. I'll just toss it to her.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Nice. And see.
Yeah, that's good.
I heard all of that and didn't chime in because I have awesome hearing.
Of course.
Because I have awesome hearing. As your
Yeah, maybe I'll wink at you as I walk by.
Yeah, and I won't see it.
Oh no!
Because we don't really know who you are yet or anything about you.
All you know is my name is Matt.
Yep.
That's it. But in all seriousness, Graham, I am going to kind of under my breath later, whenever we're side to side, Bruce and Matt are side by side, I'll kind of cough a thank you in your direction, since I'm not able to give that kind of advice or guidance to her. I thank you for that.
You're gonna be fine. I'm gonna mark off some XP because
yeah.
my new milestone is to help people feel better.
Aw,
Right.
That's a cute milestone.
That's a cutie. It's a cutie patootie.
That figurine was super cool.
Okay. You enter into the Hulklands. The radiation is apparent here. It sort of has a greenish tinge just to the sort of hazy air. Earlier when you guys first entered Fisk Lake City and there was the Savage Frontier and all that, and there was, I mentioned like such a heavy haze that you could barely even see the sun. That same haze is down here, but it's a little like paler green in its color. There is sort of a tingle on the skin that you feel, but it doesn't, Dani said it's not harmful, so it should be okay. But you skirt around the south side of the hotbeds and up toward what basically would be like you're basically near like the border of like Mexico and like state line between like Arizona and New Mexico, in that area. And you've been traveling, for days, for the record, through all of this. On the sixth day, you get to the aforementioned place and find a scene there. You see a man, and he is on his knees, and he has a spear stuck
Sorry,
down.
a sphere or a spear?
A spear stuck down through his chest into the ground. So it's almost like he's like leaning back and a spear is like kind of impaled in him, essentially. Looking around, it looks like you see like scorch marks on the ground, lots of footprints, lots of just kind of scuffle in the vicinity, essentially. It looks like there was definitely a battle that took place here, but this is the only casualty that you see. Also worth noting, the man is naked and very physically agile, or not agile, physically fit. Yeah, thank you. Just physically, his physique is just uncanny. Long.
So he's the next man?
Long gray hair braided like elegantly down the back, and a very like well cut gray beard. It's very like handsome, strong man, who honestly like you guys wouldn't recognize normally, if it wasn't for this spear that sort of you think is I'm trying to think if any of you specifically would have had encounters in like the comics with this person. I don't know though.
I mean, does he seem alive? Just happens to have a spear through him?
No, he's definitely dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I guess that I should have cleared that up earlier, but yeah, he is dead. You recognize Craven the hunter.
Oh no.
Okay.
Who we wanted to meet, maybe.
Vibranium wise.
So yeah, Dani.
Wait, he's naked.
Dani
Yeah,
says.
I was gonna say we
Damn it.
know vibranium, but there is another EM here, and it's that was a really bad perineum joke. I don't know. I was trying.
Mhm.
It's a good
I
try.
enjoyed it.
I like that one.
Tried.
I
That was
didn't
the
get it until you
journey.
explained it.
Dani says, what happened here?
Dude, you arrived at the same time we did. No one knows.
Some sort of massive battle, that's for sure. Can't tell who won though. Certainly not him.
I mean, is that the hunter?
I mean, he's not wearing a name tag. It's really honestly hard to tell for me.
Because I mean, who the hell can kill the hunter?
I want to go check out the spear. I know who it is. Because we heard, this is Kelsea,
Okay.
that Craven the Hunter was going after Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or
Anyway.
had his suit. Yeah.
Mhm. So I'm going to go investigate the spear.
Okay, yeah, you go check out like sort of the spear. You actually think that this is Craven's personal spear.
Oh.
He was killed with his own spear, basically. Here's the thing. You guys know Craven the Hunter sought the biggest threats, essentially, right? Like he wanted to sort of be like the alpha, what is it called? The predator. Dani mentions, I think she mentioned before too, but she says the hunter was working for President Osborn. He was taking in, and I think I'm trying to think of, I think Lunella might have told you guys this earlier when she mentioned what Kraven was doing and why he had Black Panther's armor and all that. But basically, Dani reiterates that Kraven, or she calls him the Hunter. The Hunter hunted heroes, remaining heroes, in whoever was around, essentially, whoever he could find for Osborn, and brought trophies back to Osborn's collection. So this is big. I mean, if the Hunter's dead, then I don't know who's doing this, but it's not a Resistance member. I'll tell you that. We would definitely have known about that.
I want to like approach the body. I'm gonna light up my remaker ring, and I'm gonna try to just take like a mental note of what molecules there are here. See if I can find a trace of anything.
Sure.
Would that be like a roll, do you think?
Yeah, why not? Like, because it could become an asset if you.
Oh yeah, cool. Transition.
Yeah, like a kind of a trail.
Nice. Okay.
Now I don't have a doom pool.
Good.
So.
That's fine.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Sure what to do about
we're
that.
so sad for
I'm
you.
not really worried. If you want to just leave it off, you can.
Yeah, you could just not roll. You know, that's fine. I don't think we'd complain.
Mhm.
Yeah, Justin, we've got this, man.
How does he put up with us?
I love you guys.
Well, right now he's just ignoring us.
You're the best. I was doing something else.
I mean,
I
I
see.
could like roll against whoever it was that left this scene and didn't want them themselves to be tracked or something.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
I don't know.
Give me a
Whatever.
second. Yeah, I like that.
Why are there things on the screen now?
I am incapable
Why are you
of rolling without rolling a 1.
I had a 7. Graham!
Every roll. All right, so I have a 12 with a D8 effect.
Wow, okay.
He says, "Wow."
Wow, okay.
Sorry, I was looking at I was looking at my own roll, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I'm like using my ring. I'm picking up the molecules. So this ring can rearrange molecules, but
Sure.
it can't create different elements. If that makes sense.
I love that. So I got a 16 with a D12 effect. And so
D12.
this is gonna be a failure.
Okay. All right.
But
Sorry, I can't figure out.
I will
anything.
pay you a plot point to add
For the
a
one?
yeah,
Yeah,
add a
you
D6
you need it.
to the tomb pool.
Okay, thank you.
And let's see. You attempt this, Bruce, as you're trying to understand. It's maybe you just don't understand how to use that ring to its full
Yeah.
potential quite yet, or there's also just something in the back of your mind that's thinking whoever this is, like, legitimately covered their tracks to the smallest molecule, like in a way that was there's elements that maybe they wanted to be seen. Like this whole thing, like it's very showing. It's very showful with the way that Kraven is dead. It reminds you of Omega Red on the billboard and Sandman with the glass death in the desert. There's just these like very showful displays of villains dying essentially.
Somebody's here in a badass.
Wow. But this is him, right? I believe it's his corpse. It's not like he like faked his death.
Correct. No,
Yeah,
this
okay.
is Craven, and he is dead.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
whoever did this was a mean son of a bitch.
Rogue.
Could Rogue fly up to see if she can get a better vision of like this war zone, and maybe if there's like
Totally.
anybody down the road or a city or something, just so that they can get a clearer picture of what's around them?
Yeah, you fly up. You see down the road a ways. You see like I don't want to say small, but a caravan of sorts. Probably about 8 vehicles. Driving like cars, like trucks. Excuse me. Down the road. Not towards you or not away from you, just sort of like, I guess, perpendicular to you. It's like a intersection. And that caravan is sort of heading north. That's really the only thing of note that you see. The immediate zone around you, it's not a war zone that you're around right now. It was more just like a small battle between Craven and like one other person, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do see that caravan up ahead. Yeah, that's that.
I think she flies down and just tells them that, or she's got her thingy. She's just gonna comm and use the comms and tell them about. Hey y'all, there's a caravan heading north. About 8 vehicles. Don't look like they're heading towards us, but maybe they know something. Or maybe they have the suit. I don't know.
I might boop over to them and just see if I can figure out who they are. Ish.
I might join you.
Boop.
Boop.
Awesome.
I think I turned to Bruce, who's like just shown us that he can fly. I'm like, you going to?
You good?
I don't know. I think I'll stay on the ground here.
It's just me being a little jealous.
He can also teleport.
Yeah, I know.
Just reminding you.
I'll comment to Rogue and say, don't get into too much trouble. I want to take a look at your ribs before we, see if I could heal you. That is, and then I'll awkwardly
Take a girl
over
out
and
for
out.
drinks first.
Over and out.
Dude, you know that all of us can hear this. You're the least smooth
Just
individual.
medical doctor patient privilege. It's
You want to play doctor with me?
You hear that, Rogue? He thinks it's a privilege. Nice.
loudly clear my throat with my comm on.
So, Johnny and Rogue, the two of you fly towards the caravan to interact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And that's the other 3 of you are staying put?
Yep.
Okay. Great.
Maybe we'll approach on foot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah,
sound
I mean,
good?
you guys can keep up, and they'll get there a little bit ahead of you.
I love
yeah.
seeing the Doom pool at 6, baby.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it there, Graham.
So, Rogue, Johnny, you two fly up ahead. You see, as you get close, the caravan actually pulls to a stop. A few people get out of the cars and sort of like they notice you clearly flying through the sky, and a few of them like get out. They have some weapons, like some large sort of guns in their hands, and they are calling up to you. One of them kind of calls up, ground your Ground yourself! Get on the ground now!
I guess they're not the welcome wagon.
Well, if you want to go back, I can boop away pretty fast and go figure out who they are. But I'll keep you safe if you need me to.
Don't do me any favors. And I think Rogue's going to descend a little bit. She's not going to go all the way to the ground, but she's going to descend a little so they're not quite screaming at each other from a distance.
Sure.
I'll do the same.
Okay. You two descend just a bit. One of them calls out, you see a few of them are, like, kind of communicating over walkie-talkie. You hear that, like, iconic sort of, like, fuzz coming across, that white noise. Yeah. As you two lower, you see a figure, comes out from one of the cars. Unlike the rest of them, she stands out because she is not a Hulk. The rest of them you're looking at are large Hulks with
Ooh.
guns.
Ooh,
However, she
big boys.
comes around and she is wearing a almost like I want to say honey mustard color. Kind of like a golden yellow with black suit, and it looks it's like full, like you don't see any skin essentially. It's like a full body suit. Now,
Like a superhero suit or like a business suit?
like a superhero suit, yeah.
Okay.
She calls out to the two Hulks who sort of have guns up at you, and she says, hold on there, and walks forward. She just, I don't know that either of you would recognize this person. She was probably not in any of your circles, but regardless, she steps forward. She looks at you, Johnny, and she says, excuse me, are you the Human Torch?
Yeah. Yes, I am. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Right, yeah. I go by Hazmat. My name is Jen.
Hello, Hazmat. Nice to meet you. Yes, I am the Human Torch, and this is my colleague. And I just look at you because I'm not going to out you, but you can introduce yourself if you want.
Rogue from the X-Men. We seem to be a little lost.
Yeah, I'll say. I heard that, I can't believe this is real. Would you mind, landing so we could talk?
Sure. As long as your big boys over there put away their guns.
She turns back, she nods, and they listen. They put their guns away, and they go back to their walkie-talkies. 370, we got codes. And at this point, I think the three of you on horseback sort of, or rather the four of you, because Dani's also there, catch up, and she sees the rest of you coming up. She says, they with you?
Sure.
Yeah, we're a superhero team.
Yeah.
So,
That's, funny.
I'm just a little pleased with it. So
Listen, she interrupts you. We heard that you were here, that you existed. We heard about what you did in Fisk Lake City.
Did that sound positive to you or negative?
Listen, Mr. Torch, we're the good guys. I don't know.
I mean, everybody thinks they're a good guy.
Yes,
so-
I know that you were a little too, I don't know, A class for me, but I was a teenage superhero when you were in the big leagues. So.
Oh, if it makes you feel better, I am not from here. That Johnny Storm and me are not the same person.
Yes, I know.
So, no. Oh, okay.
No, I'm telling you, and she's saying this to all of you as you arrive. I know that you're not from here.
Mhm.
I've gathered that much. I understand that. We calculate that you. Look, if you could just come with me to our camp, it's not too far. My colleagues can explain everything a little better than me. I'm not exactly the best at this, science talk, but
Let's go.
I
I'd love
will
to
say
talk with
this much
with a scientist.
to Black Widow, going with this running theme that everybody,
Right, right.
every sort of hero there is back home.
Yes.
You do know Hazmat. I mean, you know of her. I don't think you ever met her. She
For real,
was
for sure. Yeah.
a teenage superhero. You know, her powers basically encompass the idea that she can, it's about radiation. It's about,
Okay.
it's sort of, I mean, there's a lot of different things to it, but basically she has radiation-based powers,
Cool.
both absorption and sort of,
So she's got to be super powerful down here. That makes complete sense.
yeah.
Best place for her.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just saying that out loud. But yeah, you all follow them?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. They, in their caravan, and you on your horseback and flying and whatnot, all go up around a large bend to a small camp up in like a little valley. There are probably about 10 tents set up, like larger tents. So I guess it's a larger camp by those means, but it is full of Hulks. Bruce, I don't know what's going through your mind or what you're going through your mind on the way here, but these caravans are full of Hulks. I mean, everybody here is a Hulk.
Yeah, I'm just gritting my teeth, and I have a look of focus of like, let me talk to the person who is running this because I have a few things to say.
We arrive at this camp, and you all get out, or kind of get there. Jennifer, so Jennifer Takeda is her name, by the way, and she sort of walks you up. She says, okay, leave your horses and stick with me. Just don't mess with anybody. Everybody's a little on edge right now, and I don't know if you know, but you don't want to piss off a Hulk. She keeps moving and leads you through
I
the
just
camp.
walked by Bruce, and I'm like, I honestly have not had a problem. I feel like that's a little bit derogatory and unnecessary.
You want to piss off a Hulk? I just keep walking.
I feel like we're getting along really well. Like Johnny's like,
Spicy.
really, we're doing it.
You move through the camp and get to like a sort of no, sorry, hang on, pause. As you're moving through the camp, Bruce, you hear a voice that you recognize, sort of. It is.
Let me guess, it's older than
It's
I would
older,
normally
but
expect.
like everything else in this world, it's older than But you specifically, because the name that this person calls you is, there's only one ever, like the way that he says it, he calls you Doc, and the demeanor in which he says it kind of melts you for a moment because you recognize the voice of Amadeus Cho, your old, I don't know, lab assistant, I guess you could call him in some ways. But his voice is much deeper because as you turn, you'll see Amadeus, but he's a Hulk. He is large. He's got this like perfectly black suave hair. And he looks down at you. He goes, "Doc?" Holy
I don't believe it. Amadeus?
He says, "I don't believe it" at the exact same time as you. And then he just picks you up and he goes, "Oh my God, you're here! What are you doing here?" And he kind of like lifts you up and he's like, "I can't believe you're here. What?" And he sets you back down. And he's like, "Oh, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Hi, hey
You're
everyone.
honestly, I didn't expect to see you, and I certainly didn't expect to see you like this. Tell me, when was the last time you saw me?"
His eyes immediately give you an answer that you, I don't think, are ready for. And he says, and you see he tries to cover it up, basically, and he says, it's been a while, but I'm just so happy to see you now, because, holy shit, Jen, we're right. We were right. You're from a different place. You're from a different world.
Yeah, we're from the 616.
That's
Bruce?
it. That means if you're from a different world, oh my gosh, Doc, we can do, okay.
We can talk shop.
Yeah.
First, let me introduce my friends.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll bring them over and I'll like,
And I would like to think that Johnny goes, "Aw."
Yeah, and I'll do you one better. I'll even like give a little bit of a braggy intro to each of you, like, and of course Black Widow,
Yes.
connected to every hero and villain in the world.
Yeah, Natasha, you know that Amadeus Cho is like the 7th smartest person in the world. He
Literally.
You also know that he is technically smarter than Bruce.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
But not as
Which
smart
is why
as
you're
the
getting
villain.
like a little bit of a boyish energy from Bruce for a moment here,
Hmm.
because he's like, someone smarter than me. This is awesome.
Don't have to do the thinking.
So as he introduces all of you, he's just like overly excited. He's like, Doc, the things that this means, like my brain is reeling, and I can't wait to. And he gets interrupted by a loud voice. A voice that says, "Well, I'll be damned." And you all turn and see walking out of what seems to be like the main sort of command tent. You see another Hulk as he marches slowly towards your group. And this Hulk, unlike the others, is deep red in color and has stark white hair and a stark white mustache over his lip. He walks forward and he looks at you, Bruce, and he says, "Bruce fucking Banner."
Ross.
That's Red Commander, you little piece of shit.
I can't believe you're still alive.
Friendly.
And you
Friendly.
shouldn't be. And he gets real close to you and he says, "You're dead here, Banner. And you should have stayed that way."
Oh.
You're gonna see a few things change. And I'll like brush my beard and flash the rings.
All
And,
right, boys.
he
Put
cocks
'em
an
back in
eyebrow.
your pants. Enough measuring.
He looks around at all of you and he says, he turns to Amadeus and he says, "Well, looks like you were right. Heroes showed up after all. That's great. So happy. Glad to have your help here. But let's get one thing straight. This is war. And I'm in charge. You got that?
We'll see.
We'll see. He turns, throws a cigar in his mouth, and as we pan out from this desert scene of your new Hulk war you're going on, we are going to end our session for tonight. Fantastic. I am very excited for this. What's up, Hollis? What's up? What do you need?
4. Fantastic 4.
Fantastic 4. I see. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yes.
Yes.
Is this
So
the first time you've
happy.
noticed that?
What'd you say?
Is that the first time you've noticed that?
We've been doing it every time you say fantastic.
Yeah.
I've never noticed.
Oh my god.
I genuinely have not. I got so many screens. I'm gonna take a picture one day of what I'm looking at. Yeah, no. Yeah, welcome. Just in time for the end of the episode, chat. Good job. We love you here. Thank you. Guys, thanks so much for watching. This is the end of our 6th episode. We are like right around the halfway point here. So, we got a lot left to cover, but I mean, it's been a wild ride. I just want to throw out one more time that if you are interested in playing Marvel Heroic Role-Playing, there is a big opportunity right now on our Discord to jump into a game that I believe is Days of Future Past themed. So very cool, very similar to this vibe of like, you know, future wasteland sort of vibes. So join the Discord, jump in there, and get to playing.
Yeah,
And-
we honestly, when we do pick up games in our Discord, like many times it's us playing. So
Yeah.
it's a fun way to like get to know you and for you to get to know us. Also, the person running this is BWS2K, one of my favorite Cortex YouTubers and just like wonderful human. So
Yes.
that would be awesome. I wish that I could play in this one.
I know.
I have
I've been
Thursday
trying to
nights.
figure out if I can shift my schedule to make
I
it happen
know.
for myself because I really
Yeah,
want to
maybe
play in
we
it.
could.
But anyway, we will be back next week and we will go to war. I can't wait. Until then, love each other and make love, not war. Good night. See you
Good
then.
night.
Bye.